So, in the first part of this series, we were talking about cell phone devices. Now we need to talk about providers. So, those are the companies you hear about a lot in the telecommunications industry or in user reviews online. You also want to take a look at the plan that the provider offers. So, there's at least three levels to this when you're thinking through purchasing a cell phone for yourself or for somebody you love. We need to look at what device we have, then look at the company we want to interact with, because remember, you're going to be interacting with them usually every month. Is it somebody you want to interact with? And then also what the plan is so that we know it'll cover what usage you have in mind. So, for instance, this is a website I've come to. It's called cell-phone-providers-review.top10reviews.com. I'll put a link in the screencast notes for this so that you can see. Voice, text, and data. That is usually the top three considerations when looking at a cell phone provider or cell phone device. Voice is talking about phone calls. Phone calls in, phone calls out, if you're using an app to make a phone call, etc. Text, that is your SMS messages or your iPhone messages, etc. Data is being able to access the internet. So that's when you go to your Google app and you ask it a question, or you use Siri to take down notes or type out a text message. That's your data plan. I liked this website because it's got just a quick chart so you can see, okay, top 10 from left to right, and then overall, like, price breakdown, review breakdown in terms of colors. Personally, I like colors. Maybe it's the kindergartner in me, I don't know. Then we've got some more data so you can take a look at each of the providers in a chart side by side. I chose to then click on the top two. So then we look at Verizon. It's got a quick overview of pros, cons, 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty good. If you look a little further down, now I can see a bar graph going side to side about Verizon, and then also compared to its competitors. You can see there's some other reviews and things down here. These were the tabs that kind of caught my eye. If we live in Dallas or Fort Worth proper, or even some of these suburbs that are here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Hurst, Euless, Bedford, Arlington, Mansfield, Irving, Grapevine, DeSoto, Red Oak, those close to the close to the center of Dallas-Fort Worth, we're worried about urban coverage. However, what would happen if you lived outside of Sanger, or you lived outside of Hillsborough or Corsicana, or just east of Rockwall? You might want to take a look at what rural coverage is for each of the providers, okay? The other provider I looked at was AT&T. Again, a nice overview of pros and cons. And then something I see a lot of in the reviews online is customer service. So again, I'm curious. Let's take a look at what this tab says. Okay. Now, Verizon is still the leader according to this website. AT&T is behind, but take a look at what happens to T-Mobile. Way dropped back. What does that mean? I don't know. You'll have to test things out, talk to your friends, get some word of mouth reviews, do a Google search, decide which provider you want to deal with. Don't just go based on the company hype. Thanks, and check back for the next discussion of cell phone plans that each of these providers offer.